We have certainly worked at some interesting places. One of our favourites was in the middle of nowhere. We managed to get up close and personal with a pair of lionesses. We were honoured to be able to document the behaviour of one lioness in particular. We would follow her every chance we got. These two were often found together. Silently, they owned the bush. The lion with his huge mane always gets credit for being the beautiful king. But with their lithe, muscular bodies, the lionesses are the true beauties. We had to train our eyes when looking for the lioness. Her camouflage within the khaki grass was an accolade to how great nature is. Besides the flicking of an ear and a rustle of the grass as a friend passed by, they are close to being invisible. These lionesses are setting up an ambush and quietly coordinating their plan of attack. They need to be precise. Her patience and silence paid off. Tonight she will feast on an impala. I marvel at her power as she carries away her meal. A lion is powerful and can, with a swipe of her paw, break a wildebeest's neck, and they can carry twice their weight in their powerful jaws. The clean-up crew arrive. Vultures and jackal tend to follow the kills and pick up any of the scraps left over. They daren't do this if the lioness has not finished her meal. Nothing here goes to waste. She is well sated after a meal and lies down to sleep it off. It is evident that she has gorged herself. Just look at that face. Today there are only half as many African lions than there were 25 years ago. The International Union for the Conservation of Nature estimates that fewer than 25,000 lions remain in Africa, which is why the organization classifies them as vulnerable to extinction. African lions face a variety of threats, most of which can be attributed to humans. Breeding occurs all year round, with 2 to 6 cubs being born after a gestation period of about 110 days. This is prized footage. Females are receptive for 3 or 4 days within a variable reproductive cycle. During this time, a pair can mate every 30-odd minutes, with up to 50 copulations in 24 hours. The male typically bites the female's neck before he withdraws, as it's painful for the lioness due to the male's barbed penis. This is often accompanied by some snarling from the lioness, which is completely understandable. After mating, the female very often rolls over onto her back and will sometimes rub herself up against the male. After the mating, she will leave the male to continue with her life. Her and her companion are seen together often now. They need and crave the social interaction. During this time they become inseparable. They are a formidable team. They hunt together, groom each other, and the bond between them grows stronger. The lioness is smaller than the male, with a body length of 1.5 meters and a shoulder height of about 1 meter. You can see their social interaction here. Our lioness tries to fit some playtime in, but as a mum-to-be, she is anxious to look for the next meal, as the males are not far away. And as pecking orders go, the male will take the hunted meal from them. With this being the first pregnancy, the companion lioness needs to start taking the lead when it comes to hunting. And our lioness will do her best to teach the younger female. Looking at this lioness, I am reminded of a quote by Margaret Thatcher. Most women defend themselves. It is the female of the species. It is the tigress and lioness in you which tends to defend when attacked. What strength we as females possess. The lioness tend to spend a lot of their time snoozing, and you may ask why. The reason is because, like all cats, they have the physiology of a predator, and hunting prey takes an incredible amount of energy. They cannot allow their energy reserves to run low, as their very lives and the lives of those within the pride depend on it. All cats, including big cats, sleep a lot to reserve energy for running, pouncing, fighting and stalking. We've been hoping for signs of our lioness starting to look for a den. A lioness is notoriously secretive, if not about their pregnancies, then at least about giving birth. Once a female lion realizes she's going into labor, she'll sneak away from the pride and hide herself in a secret lair. The lioness will leave the pride, or in this case, her companion, to give birth to her litter in a sheltered spot where she can leave them while hunting, and at this stage the cubs are very vulnerable. She seems to be very tolerant of our presence, but I think her time is near, as it's becoming harder and harder to locate her each day. She has now gone into hiding, and her lair is very well hidden. There is an eerie feel to this day, as the hot and dry weather has changed to a full force wind. It would seem that after 3.5 months, the wait is finally over. She goes into hiding, and about 3 weeks later, we finally catch a glimpse of her moving her cubs to a new lair. They do this if they feel that their cubs are in danger. Once the cubs are big enough to follow their mother, she will take them to the pride and introduce them to their father. This is a crucial time in the cub's life, as the male's reaction is unpredictable. We hope you have enjoyed our tale of the wandering lioness. Over and out, the bush wanderers. If you like our stories, please leave us a comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you'd like to be kept updated.